Section number 33 is entitled Adding and Subtracting Like Fractions. What that means is the denominators are going to be the same. When they say adding and subtracting like fractions, they mean adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators, with the same denominators. And suppose we were asked to do this problem, but in fact, let's just do a different one first. If you had 7 over 2 and you want to add 4 over 2, in addition, if the denominators are the same, and they are, keep it the same. Keep it 2. And add the top. 7 plus 4 is 11. And there's the answer. If on the other hand, it was subtraction, everything's pretty much the same except we subtract. In subtraction, if the denominators are the same, and they are, keep the common denominators. Subtract the numerators. 7 minus 4 is 3. And there will be your answer. Even now, we don't have just numbers. We're in algebra. We have expressions, terms. So we need to add the numerators because the denominators are both the same. So we need to add. We have, I'm looking here and here. And the only different type of terms I see are x's and numbers. When it comes to x's, we have 7 x's, and we are adding 3 more. So we get 10. Part of the answer will be 10 x's. And for numbers, we have negative 4, and we are adding a positive 11, which means 11. And that's 7. Positive 7. So there's your answer. The problem is done. It was 2 arithmetic questions. What's 7 plus 3, and what's negative 4 plus 11? Try another one. Suppose you had 17x's plus 3x squared, and this is all being divided by 4x minus 5, and you were going to take away 5x squared minus 18x's, and you're going to divide that by 4x minus 5. So it's this fraction with the square minus that fraction, and the denominators are the same. In subtraction, the denominators are the same, keep them the same. Okay, now we have to subtract. When I look at the numerators, I see x's and x squared. To review that, you have 17x, 3x squared, 5x squared, and 18x's. Those are the different terms. The addition and subtraction signs separated the terms. So I put commas instead of plus and minuses. If you look at the first term and you ignore their number, you see what type of term it is. It's an x term. Second term, it's an x squared term. Third term, ignore the number. You learn what type of term it is. Ignore the number, you see what type of term it is. We have x's and x squared. That's also x squared, and that's x's. The different ones were x and x squared. We have a few x's. In our case, I said x twice down here. That means I'm going to combine 2 things. So now that we know in the numerator what type of terms each piece is, we can subtract them. When it comes to x's, I have 17 here, and I am taking away negative 18, which becomes 35. So part of my answer will have 35 x's. X squared now. Well, I have 3x squared, and I am taking away 5x squared. Well, 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So I have negative 2x squared. It's just subtracting polynomials. Okay, go back and review subtraction and addition, if need be, of polynomials. If the denominators are the same, you have to compute this minus that. It's just an ordinary subtraction problem. Let's try one more. Denominators are the same. You either add the numerators or subtract the numerators. Look at the sign in the middle, and it'll tell you what to do. Okay, so you're being asked to subtract these two fractions. And the denominators are the same. So that makes life a little bit easier. The denominator stays the same, and you just have to subtract the numerators. You have a number, which I didn't write down yet. That term is just a number term. This term is an x cubed term. Here's another number which I already wrote down. This here is an x squared term, and I meant for this to be x cubed. And x cubed I already wrote down. So we have 3 different terms, which means I have 3 different arithmetic problems to do. When it comes to numbers, it's 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3, that's 4. Just the number 4. When it comes to x cubes, I have positive 4, and I am taking away positive 4. So we actually have 0x cubed. You don't have to write that down. And when it comes to x squares, on the first fraction, I have none. I have none. I have 0x squared. And I am taking away, positive 2. Or just 2. 0 take away 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 what? Negative 2x squared. And maybe you should factor the numerator. Between 4 and 2x squared, you can pull out a 2. And you'll get 2 minus x squared left over. To convince you, 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times negative x squared is negative 2x squared. Oh, all over a plus b. So there is your final answer. Just subtract the polynomials. If the denominators are the same, there's nothing new. Once you know how to add and subtract polynomials. That's exactly what it is. Add and subtract the numerators. Okay, good luck with this section. Thank you.